a Sunday afternoon for what I've read between the lines. Your lies. Feeling like a hand in rusted shame. So do you laugh or does it try? Reply. Leaving on a southern train only yesterday. You lied, promises of what I seem to be. Only watch the time go by. All of these things you said to me. Hey there, friends. How's it going? So, Interstate Love Song by Stone Temple Pilots. This is one of my favorite songs of the 90s, of many favorite songs I have. This was a huge part of my musical upbringing. So, this song is full band electric. So, acoustic, as far as this version I'm going to teach you, I'm going to cut a few corners, much more than other teachers you'll find online, making a bunch of the things easier to play, especially those chords during the verse. STP is known for a beautiful but very difficult to play progression during the verse chords. There's lots of dissonance and everything. I'm going to simplify things. I'll show you an easier way to do it. It captures a little bit of that authenticness of the STP version, but it's way easier to play. Okay? We also have the main riff, of course, this iconic, I'll teach you how to do it like that, which is how STP plays it, but I'll also show you a simpler version, which is great if you're, in the beginner phase of your journey. Okay, no bent strings, it's all just straightforward, kind of 3-note chords before this little cascade up, right? And then I'll also show you a fingerstyle version, which is pretty cool, because it lets you bring in a pulsing bass note, kind of like slightly suggestive of Travis picking a little bit. That sounds like... definitely a bit more advanced, but found myself working that out when I was playing it. So I'll teach you those, and then finally strumming. I'll talk about that, how to do the intro and the chorus, which use sort of a more straightforward strum, and then the verse, which has a bit more of a, some of that scratchy stuff going on with palm mutes and everything. I'll talk about that, and then also the Esus 4, right? You can do it like that, like that. Okay, this is the sort of strumming you do after the verse and after the intro riff. Lots of folks online teach you exactly how STP plays it, which is great, but that's a really hard stretch to do. So I'll show you a bunch of optional alternatives. So end of the day, again, if it's not clear, my goal is to get you, no matter what your skill level is, get you off the ground and going with this song, okay? So first up, let's start with the riff, right? The intro riff. It's super distinctive. I just want to walk you through it step by step. I'm going to start with the simple version really quick because this helps set the stage of things. The main idea of this riff is you have these first three, those first three strums, da 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 dum, right? So to start with this, I recommend this version where you put your index finger on the second fret of the third string. You're going to have your middle finger on the second fret of the second string. This is like, think of this as an A major, the thinnest 3 strings of an A major. Then you're just going to put your ring finger down on the third fret of the second string. So this is like an A sus4. Whoops, not like that. Right, this is A, this is A sus4, this is A. So what we're going to do is start with our ring finger down, all right, second, third, open, then we go second, second, open, then we go second, open, open. Okay, so those first 3. Your index finger staying still the whole time. Then you do a single pluck of that index finger note, second fret, third string. Then you have this little run upwards. It's 4 notes total. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's only going to be 3 plucks with our pick, right? The ideal is, how I like to do it at least, is you pluck the third string when your finger's on the first fret, then you slide to second fret, okay? What that's going to let you do is sets you up for that little run upwards. If you can't do the slide, you could hammer on. And if you can't do a hammer on, you could just pluck the first fret and second fret of the third string individually. Then you're going to end with the low E string, okay? Now that's gonna kick off this sort of what I call the E-sus strum. Here's what it sounds like. It's gonna lead into that E-sus movement that happens there, okay? So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but let me show you how STP plays this riff. The main idea here is we're gonna bend this second fret of the second string. This is a bit trickier to do. We're gonna bend it so that it matches this sound. Okay, so we have to bend it up a half step. And to bend it, we're gonna push it towards our face, right? And when you bend it, the pitch goes up. You don't wanna bend it too far. You wanna bend it just enough so it matches this tone, okay? So you play that with the open high E string, droning, right? And you let go of the bend, so it's, whoop. So those are the first three plucks, right? It's the second fret and open, but it's bent up, then second fret and open, then open and open. Okay, it's all the thinnest two strings. Then we're gonna do a second fret again of that third string. And if you want, sneak in this high up strum on the E, open E string, and then do that slide thing I taught you earlier. And the end on the E string. Okay, so again, if this bend is giving you trouble, one tip is you can use both fingers. Basically, this one is sort of the main character, but this index finger is helping, and it's helping push upwards. They're both pushing together. It makes it a bit easier. Okay, in context. Okay, that's how the STP band plays it. Now, one quick secret stash version I put together. When I was practicing this song without a pick around the living room the last couple days, I'm doing it finger style. And I'm noticing that during that part, if I wanted to flush it out a bit, I can pulse the fifth string open, and I pulse on every quarter note. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3. Right? 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and that's happening while the riff's going. So it's just really tricky rhythmically, but it sounds like this. Okay, again, work on the earlier versions I taught you first, and then if you want to do a fingerstyle hybrid version, you can do what I just showed you. So that's how you do the intro riff. Pick your poison there, start with the simplest one, get the hang of it, the rhythm is tricky and everything, right? But next thing I want to talk about is this strum that happens after the intro, and you're going to use this strum during the verse also, so there's a lot going on here. Now this strum, I'm calling it the Esus strum. Now, I have it tabbed out here if you want to see how, you know, right? Bass, up, chop, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay, that's what it looks like there. But the important part about this, I don't want you to get lost in all these this tab craziness here. It's these three chords, the E to the E sus4 and back to the E. That's the important part you really need to get under your, have some way to play this that feels good. Now there's a bunch of ways to do it. STP is playing it like this. A regular E, then they're doing this F sharp minor over E voicing, right? Open, fourth, fourth, second. Then they slide up to this open, 7, 6, 4, open, open. This is an E major, okay? But it's really hard to play, and I literally get a pain in my hand when I even try to do it. I have to that's why I'm angling like this. So instead of doing that, here's a bunch of ways you could do it, right? The simplest way is you just do an E, put your pinky down for an E sus4, right? Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, right? That's the simplest way to do it. And you get that. This is the upward melody. Da, 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 da. That's the sound we want. You can get it by just adding your pinky. Okay, but you have some other options as well. Another simple one is just doing E to an A sus2 and then back to an E, okay? You hear it going up? Okay, and then another way to do it, even still, is to do this E to this F sharp minor over E, and then go back to an E. But the first time you do the E, just do the thickest strings. That way you get that, you still get that rising sound, okay? And then one final way to do it here is you do your E, and then you're gonna slide your index and ring, which are already down, up to the 2nd and 4th fret. And then you're gonna touch your ring finger into the 5th string so it mutes the 5th string. So you do open, muted, 4th, 2nd, open, open. And then you go up 2 more to open, muted, 6th, 4th, open, open. So this is like that E major voicing if you had how STP plays it with the 7 in there, but I'm not doing the 7 because I think it's just too hard to play for me. So that's what that one sounds like. So again, let me do the riff a few times, and each time I'm gonna do a different Esus strum at the end, okay? So you basically take what I have in my tab here for this Esus inventory of options, pick the one you want, and then just use this for your first E, your Esus, and then your second E, okay? So here's how it sounds. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful for you there. All those strumming notes and everything are included in my song sheet as well. So now you know the intro riff. You could use any version you want, and you have an idea of how to do the Esus strumming, okay? Now let's talk about the rest of the song here, because we get into the verse next. Now the verse, this is the part where STP uses these, what I would consider just extraordinarily difficult chords for your everyday guitarist. So here's how they play it. They're doing a C sharp minor, okay? 4, 6, 6, 5, 4. Then they go to this G sharp with a C bass note, right? It's, right? This is a 4th fret thing. It's a really big stretch. Then they have this version, which is a 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, 2nd fret. This is a super hard voicing with that B bass note. Then you go to this diminished chord with this B flat bass note, and then it goes to an A sus2. Now I can't even play those chords, I can't switch to them quickly, let alone just play them comfortably. So here's what I play instead, okay? This is simpler in many ways. It starts with the same C sharp minor, okay? And then instead of that G sharp over C, we're just gonna do a regular G sharp. And this is a really nice transition because look, you're basically barring the 4th fret in both versions, okay? You're just moving your bar to make sure you get that 6th string, and then you move these 3 fingers, 1 string thicker each. So that's your G sharp. Now the next chord, we're gonna do a regular A major, okay? C sharp is the STP plays this with a C sharp over B, but there's a C sharp in your A major, so it's gonna work from the song's melodic point of view, right? Now I'm playing A major with my these fingers in a triangle, right? Middle, index, ring, all on the 2nd fret. And this is important because the next chord is this A sharp diminished 7, and all we're gonna do is move 1 finger, okay? Move that index finger to 1st fret of the 5th string, 1st, 2nd, open, 2nd, and then you can play the open thinnest string if you want. Think of this like an A7, but you have an A sharp bass note, okay? Then after that, we have the same A sus2, nice and easy, 2 fingers only, and then our E for the E sus strum, okay? So if we just did that, one strum at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Actually, you do the A sus2 for 2 counts only. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a little counting nuance thing with this song. Is in the verse, the A sus2 is a 2 count measure. 1 and 2 and then E, right? I'll talk about that timing a little bit more in a minute. Let's do it again. Let's do a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay? Now, let's talk about strumming that, okay? The strum that I like to use for the verse is a down, down, chop, up, down, chop, down, down, chop, up, down, chop, down, down, chop, up, down, chop. Now, I have a whole separate lesson on slap strumming. I'll include it in the notes of this lesson. The main idea there is when I say chop, I'm doing a down strum, but I'm muting the strings with my right hand. So I'm not even touching this part of the guitar. This is all what I'm doing with the right hand. And this is a tricky thing to learn at first, but you really capture that sort of grungy STP vibe with that. So if we did that, right? Down, down, chop. Up, down, chop. Down, down, chop. Let's do it for the verse chords. Waiting on a Sunday afternoon for what I've read between the lines. You lines. For the Esus 2, I just do a single strum. You can do a little rake in there, right? Instead of doing all the strings at once, you could like add some art to your strum. It's called a rake strum, and it kind of just makes it more dramatic. And let it ring, and then E. And do the E sus strum. I already taught you. One more time. A feeling like a hand in rusted shame. So do you laugh? Does it cry? Reply. Okay, and that's how you're going to do the verse. That's all you need. So again, this is tricky because of the slap strum and because of the bar chords. It's not typically, it's not as simple of a progression as normal, but it's way easier than doing it like STP does. So I hope you found this version helpful for you there, okay? Now let's look at the chorus of this song. So the chorus is a bit easier to play. There's nothing too crazy going on, and the strum is a bit more straight ahead, okay? So the progression of the chorus is C sharp minor, 2 and 3 and 4, to E and 2 and 3 and 4, A sus 2, then G sharp, then A. I'm doing A up here on the 5th, 6th, and 7th fret because you're coming from the G sharp, and it kind of has this real rising, ascending sound, so you might as well just go 1 fret higher with everything. Oh, da, da, then to an open E, then A sus 2, 3, 4, G sharp, 2, 3, and 4, all of these things you said to me. Okay, so chord-wise, it's a lot of the similar stuff, no diminished things going on there. Now, strumming I use a down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 waiting. Oh no, it's not waiting, it's leaving on a southern train. The promises of what I seem to be only watch the time go by. All of these things you said to me. Flubbed it a little bit there, but you get the idea. So that's all you need for the chorus of the song. Now, the chorus is used in the very beginning intro. So the beginning intro, this is when you have a slide guitar going, you know. And while that's being played, that little lead riff there, you have just the chorus progression, the first 6 chords of the chorus. Okay, so the intro, that's how you play it. Just use those chorus chords and the chorus strum. And I have the tab for the lead guitar intro in my song sheet as well. And that's going to be it for this song, right? Interstate Love Song. Again, what a great song. I have a full beginning to end cover over on my website if you want to listen to it. I'll play it nice and slow and make it just general, honest acoustic version over there, right? And otherwise, y'all, it's been a joy to teach this one. I hope you find this helpful. Again, it's one of my favorite songs from the 90s when I was middle school. It was STP and Nirvana and Green Day Coldplay and, you know, Weezer and Pearl Jam, very much. Tons of awesome new music coming out that I appreciate a lot more, as much as I did like it back then too. So, hey, check it out, y'all. Songnotes.net is where all my lessons are. I have a membership program over there if you like the way I teach and you've watched this far, I think you'll like the other lessons I have. I have a bunch of other 90s songs, but I also have a bunch of courses, you know, teaching you practical music theory, beginner chord guide, showing you how to modify and add embellishment to your regular chords, tons of stuff. And with membership, it's very affordably priced. You get access to all my lessons, my extended video lessons, my instructional PDFs. Those are my non-song PDFs that give you, you know, all the course material I have. And then with membership, you also get a 50% discount if you do want to buy any of my song sheets. My song sheets are all licensed, which means the artist is being paid directly for their work, right? So they're all a separate purchase. You don't need to join my website in order to buy the song sheets. You can just go get them. The link's in the description. You can learn more at songnotes.net, y'all. But thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, until then, take care. Bye-bye. Good job, dude.